Hey, what's up everybody? I wanted to do a Oni-Con manga haul video. So there's a specific vendor that I visit every year at Oni-Con. I'll put the name of the vendor's name below because I can't think of it off the top of my head. These books, I bought them at Oni-Con 2 years ago, so 2018. Last year in 2019, the vendor was not there. He did speak to me in 2018 and said, yes, this is our last Oni-Con that we'll be attending for reasons that he didn't go into, but he's always like a super nice guy. I always talk to him every time I buy books from him. Like I've said, I've been buying books from his space every year at Oni-Con since they've moved to Galveston, and they have a very large selection and really good deals, especially on the final day, because of course they don't want to lug all that stuff wherever their primary location is. And he also gave me his business card in case there were specific volumes of series that I was looking for that I didn't find there. Of course, I have seen him at other conventions, and I spoke to him. Last spot I saw him at was at this year's Katsucon, so I did talk to him, and I'll probably mention that later in a possible Katsucon haul, who knows. But I wanted to go through some of the stuff that I bought because it seemed like y'all really liked my manga haul that I did from, don't remember what con it was. I think it was A-Con. I think it was A-Con's manga haul. So I think I'll just continue doing more manga hauls because why not? I like to read and everyone needs book recommendations. So the first one is the final volume of Secret by Yoshiki Tonagai. His other mystery series, one of them I did a first impressions of, which was Judge, and I mentioned his previous book that I read, which was Doubt, or Rabbit Doubt. So it's pretty obvious by the art and the rabbit heads and stuff that it's the same author of the other previous series. So if you haven't seen my first impressions of it, definitely check it out, of Judge. And if you haven't read Doubt or Judge and you want to read Secret, you don't have to read all three of them to you don't have to read the other two series to understand the Secret series. They're all separate stories. They have somewhat similar execution of what the plot is, but they are very different and they're both pretty exciting. And when I was looking up something at Oni-Con while I was working there last year, I saw that he has a new series out that I am looking forward to delving into. I guess I can read what the series is about. It is rated older teen, just so you know. The tension among the survivors of the bus accident reaches its threshold as the 1-week deadline finally arrives. The 3 killers may have confessed, but does this mean that all their sins are accounted for? What truly constitutes a crime, or to what extent is an action criminal? When the gavel falls on their sentences, perhaps all might not be as it seems. So I'm looking forward to delving into this final book. Clearly it's only 3 volumes, so it's a very short series. The other series are pretty short as well. Judge, as I'm looking at it on my bookcase over there, it has about 6 volumes. Doubt, I think, has 4 to 5 volumes. I don't know, they're pretty thick volumes that I have. So, I'm looking forward, like I said, to reading this. I might have to reread the previous 2 volumes to jump back into the series, which shouldn't take me that long. Next, this was actually in plastic, and I like opened it for Angeline to read, which is a manhwa that I've had on my list to like check out at some point, which is March Story by Hyungmin Kim and Kyung E Young. Sorry if I butchered the names, but that's what that looks like. It's about a born-of tragedy, damned by desire. Among the quiet villages and towns of 18th century Europe, demons known as the, I'm gonna go with Illhide, within the most beautiful works of art, sparked to life by the torment of their creators, attracted by their jewel-like allure. The unwary find themselves possessed by the ill and driven to horrific acts of violence. Only the hunters of the Sistham can dispel the ill. March is one such hunter, tracking the ill from town to town to find the antiques that contain the demons before they can possess anyone. If the worst has come to pass, March's full power are unleashed to battle the fiendish ill. Born of tragedy, the artifacts all have their own tales to tell, as do each of their victims, but March's story may be the most tragic of all. So, I don't know what drew me into the story at all, because it doesn't sound like anything that I would be, like, normally would read, but I like checking out, like, you know, the Korean side of the manga sphere from time to time, so hopefully this will be a good series. Angeline said it was pretty good, and she said, I think she said she was looking forward to reading number 2 if I end up going on with this series, but honestly I don't need new series to be reading, but I mean, I'm pausing all new series for a little bit temporarily. Next is the 5th volume of Prison School, which I have not busted out of its plastic yet. Obviously, it's a mature rated series. I have mentioned it before when I got other volumes of Prison School, that I have seen all of the anime. I don't know if they would make a second season. That would be kind of cool. I'm not, obviously, at volume 5 yet. Right now, I am on, sadly, volume 2. So I'm still reading this. I'm about halfway through it, if you can see where my bookmark is. I need to dedicate some more time into reading it. Next is another, like, it's not the first volume kind of thing. It's Shuzo Oshimi's Happiness, Volume 2. That's what that looks like. I don't know if I thought about doing a first impressions of the series, because when I first read it, it really reminded me of Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know which one came out first. Of course, I'll probably, like, throw that down below of which one came first, but they have a very similar, like, feel to it of vampires and like the main character just being like, oh, like, what are you? Oh, you're a vampire. I guess I'll read, like, what it's about. Makoto Okazaki is changing. Having turned his former bully Yuki into a strange kind of friend, he's been forced to help confront Yuki's own tormentors. But even if Makoto's bizarre new physiology might solve one problem, it is creating others. And behind all of Makoto's problems, look, they're horrifying questions. Who was the girl who attacked him? What is happening to his body? Why is he still so thirsty? Sound familiar? Sounds very much Tokyo Ghoul-ish. I have finished the whole series of Tokyo Ghoul. I do need to jump into Tokyo Ghoul Re at some point, but haven't quite done that yet, but definitely am more towards, like, on the manga side than the anime, because, like, it was okay, but, like, it definitely, like, the manga's way better. Also tried to get into the second season, but I dropped it, but that's so unrelated. But anyway, I think if you like Tokyo Ghoul, you'll probably like Happiness, at least so far, as this is only volume 2, and I've only read the first volume. Next, I saw they always have, like, really good deals on Junjo Ito stuff, especially newer stuff, so. The first one is the Death Stench Creeps Kyo. It's just Kyo by Junjo Ito. course, it's in a hard cover. Some people know about Gyo. I know Buenaventura mentioned it when I was jumping into Junjo Ito's manga works with Uzumaki. And reading this, yeah, definitely very terrifying. I think there's an actual anime of it, but I heard it's not that great. I might still check it out anyway, and I just think Junjo Ito fans are just never pleased with any adaptations of, like, his work. Granted, Uzumaki was terrible, except for the end. The end was kind of cool. Gyo, I will not read, like, the summary or anything because I have a post talking all about Gyo, and hopefully I'll have it up before I put this video online, and link it in the description below, and you can check it out. It's one of my monthly favorites, and it totally messed me up. That's all I gotta say. The other Junjo Ito book that I read, which I believe Buenaventura reviewed on the blog, which I'll link below as well, which is the Fragment of Horror. That's what that looks like. I haven't read this one yet. I believe this is a bunch of different short stories, possibly. Anyway, since I've read Uzumaki, I've just kind of, like, every time I see this vendor, I try to now collect more and more, like, Junjo Ito manga and build a collection because I am becoming a fan of his work. It's pretty cool. But that's pretty much all I bought, I think, from that vendor from 2 years ago. I kind of had a hard time trying to keep all the manga that I bought all in one space because I ran out of stuff to read, and I wanted to, like, there were certain things I wanted to read, like, right away. So, I may or may not have missed some volumes or something of what I bought that year, but who cares? That's the haul. That's what we're gonna say, that's all I bought. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my face and hear more of my voice, even though I don't know why you would want to do that, you can hit the subscribe button. I post on Wednesdays or Thursdays. I also do exclusive content and other little extra gifty things for my lovely medical patrons, so you can totally jump on that. I do give early access to videos and stuff that is going to be posted on the blog, among other things. That's it for the haul. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!